Hello, good people. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to be here. It's been a while since I last shot, but I'm usually just so glad to be here and yeah, to have a conversation with you guys. Maybe right now might be talking to camera, but I know I'm literally like just talking to somebody. So I really hope you guys are taking care of your minds. I really hope you are trying to figure out ways in which you can take care of your mind other than journaling, other than taking a walk. I hope you guys are figuring yourselves out and all. So basically, I've been okay. I've been fine. Well, I feel like as a human, you can never be 100% fine every single day of your life. There are days that life just takes a toll on you. You wonder, are things working? Why are things taking time? Things are slow. But all in all, at the back of my mind, I'm usually like, you know what? I know for sure things are gonna work out for me. And this is no toxic positivity for sure, because whenever I have bad days, I feel the bad days. But then at the back of my mind, even when I'm going through the bad days, I'm usually telling myself like, no matter what, I'm going to achieve my goals, my dreams. I'm going to figure out my purpose fully, and I'm going to live a life that I want to live. So yeah. In this episode, I have seen this trend on Instagram where people are shooting propagandas that they're not falling for, and I was like, let me hop onto that and let me focus on propaganda that I'm not falling for in terms of mental health, manifestation, all that wellness, everything that entails what I focus on more. I'm trying to jot down this thing that I'm not falling for sure. But then I get to number 5 and I don't have any more propagandas that I'm falling for. But for sure, at the back of my mind, I'm like, I know I have so many, but they're just not coming. You people can also comment down there propagandas you're not falling for, maybe jog my mind or maybe enlighten me, or others, just jump right into it. Onto onto my first one, I'd say only professionals know how to talk about mental health. Well, in as much as professionals have gone through reading and educating themselves and all that, I don't think they are the only ones who can talk about mental health, because first of all, I wouldn't say that I'm a professional, but for sure I have so much to say about mental health. Because why? I've undergone through all this, and it's like experience. Like they always say, experience is the best teacher. And for sure now, because I have experienced this, like for on real life, one-on-one, I can easily speak and say, this is what happens, this is what I do, this is what one can do, this is what happens, or this is what goes in my mind when I'm going through this. So I really don't think professionals are the only ones who can talk about mental health. Actually, sometimes I feel like you, as a person who has undergone something like that, can even talk more about mental health. So I feel like professionals, they give insights as to why that would be happening, but in as much as they would give you insights or like open up your brain somewhat, there's always a part of you that knows why you are going through what you're going through, for sure, at the back of your mind. And through deep digging and through deep internalizing yourself or getting to really evaluate yourself, I feel like eventually you figure it out, like the reasons as to why you are going through the things that you're going through, right? And that's why I always say, like, it's good to just sit with yourself and even try and remember your childhood, because as I always say, your childhood is mostly the reason as to why you're going through what you're going through right now, in terms of emotions, in terms of how you act towards things, towards challenges, towards issues, how you relate to people. I feel like it's mostly based with your childhood, or how you received your first love, how you lived in your childhood era. And that you can easily just sit down and try and remember. Like, it just needs you to focus on really self-evaluating. And let me tell you, with a professional or without, you literally realize, oh, okay, this is actually why this is happening. So in as much as professionals have something professional to say, let me say, you as a person who has gone through stuff, you as a person who has gone through that depression and you have come out of it, I feel like you can easily sit down with someone and tell them what you did or talk to them about it all. So yeah. On my second point, I'm gonna say, good things take time. I don't know. I feel like this is just a propaganda. Who said good things take time? Not all good things take time. I feel like with so much intention, with so much purpose, and with so much alignment, things happen when they're meant to happen. Some things do take time for sure, but there's some things that don't take time at all, and they're all good. So I don't think all good things take time. Not all good things take time. For sure, like maybe like the way it's, let's say me, I'm trying to build a YouTube channel, I'm trying to build a target audience, I'm trying to build maybe say a family of friends, or people who relate, or people who just are on the same mind level as I am. In as much as it looks like I'm taking baby steps, there are others who win through going viral. I know the people who just post one video and boom, they're viral, and now they are mad. They have gone from 0 to 100 real quick. So I feel like it's just purpose, it's alignment, and it's the different journeys that we are living in. So for sure, not all good things take time. Things happen exactly how they are meant to happen. So most importantly, with alignment and purpose and timing for sure. So yeah. On to my third point, I'm gonna say, you have to be mentally not okay to journal. I don't think journaling is just about writing the bad things that you're going through, or when you feel like you're mentally unstable or anything. As I said, journaling is a way of getting to see your growth. First of all, it's getting to write on a plain canvas for sure. It's about getting to know yourself, getting to dig deep about yourself. So for sure, journaling, you don't need to journal just when you're not mentally okay. You can journal when you just want to figure yourself out. You can journal when you're having a good day. Totally, even if you check out my journal, I write about the best and memorable days, because first of all, when you do this, when you learn to write good things in your journal, you can easily peruse through them. As I said, I love going through my journal like a novel, literally. And I love to see that, life is not bad after all. This day I had a good time, this, and you realize, oh my God, I'm actually living a good life. It's just that, like, I feel like humans, we are wired in such a way that we glorify a challenge or a problem so much, it tends to, like, I don't know, to cloud us. It tends to cloud us, that you sit down and you feel like life is now going down the drains, there's nothing good about it. But then you realize, even though there are problems and challenges and bad things going on, there are good days, there are good moments, maybe not even a whole day, but a moment. There are good moments, there are happy moments for sure. So I do not believe that you need to journal only when you're not mentally okay. Journal when you're happy, journal when you feel excited, journal when you're full of gratitude in your heart. Another point I'd say is, healing is about vibes and candles and bathtub and all that cutie thing. I am not saying healing is not about that, for sure. Sometimes the healing that we need a particular time is just us, for sure, sitting on a bathtub and maybe with a wine or with candles, just romanticizing your life, for sure. But I feel like healing involves a lot of asking yourself those hard questions, talking to yourself thoroughly, like scrutinizing yourself as much as possible, even criticizing yourself with so much grace and love, for sure. That's part of healing. And healing is not purely about candles. Actually, when healing and candles is usually like 1% of the healing that you're supposed to do. So you got like 99% of the healing. And that 99% involves you talking to yourself and getting to even accept when you're on the wrong. That's the 99 part of healing. So healing is as ugly and as messy as you think it is. But you know what? At the end of the day, you realize, you know what? I needed to go through that messiness, to go through that chaotic moment, so I can be a better person to myself, to my family, to my friends, to my partner, all that. So in as much as healing sometimes is about candles, healing sometimes is not beautiful at all. It's not even funny at all. Sometimes you're not even ready to sit down with your other self and scrutinize, because sometimes we do know we are on the wrong for sure. Sometimes you sit down and you're like, you know what, in that situation, I was the person who was on the wrong for sure. But like they always say, you are a villain in someone's story for sure. And in as much as you would not love to admit it, it's good to and to sit down and to be like, you know what, I was actually the bad person there, but what am I doing about it? Is it something that is it something that's recurring? Is it something that is it a trigger? It's just literally about you scrutinizing yourself. But I am not saying that the candles are not a part of healing. They are, but the 1%. Okay? So in as much as healing is ugly, please go through it. Go through it. Go through that healing, man. Get to scrutinize yourself. Get to know yourself. Get to learn yourself, man. It makes you a better person, and it makes you able to handle situations way better than the way you used to handle them. You get to relate with people in a very different way. Friends and family, you get to react in a different way. Man, go through that healing journey. It's not as ugly as it is, as long as you give yourself grace and do it with so much love. Another propaganda I'm not falling for, you just need to think positive, or you need to be optimistic and everything will be fine. Oh my God. It is good to be optimistic for sure. It is good to be positive for sure. It is good to think that things are gonna work out perfectly for sure, and that is okay. I'm not against it, but it's not what you want to put everything into place. There is more work to it. There is more saving to it, man. There is more work to just you confessing with your mouth. You're not just saying like things will work out. Okay, and then what are you doing about it? Yeah, I want a job. For sure I will get a job. Okay, what are you doing about it? The job will not find you in your house. You gotta apply. You need to go for seminars. You need to, you need to put yourself out there. It just doesn't happen. You need the job. What are you doing about it? Okay, you wake up every day and confess that, you know what, by the end of the month, I'm going to get a job. By the end of the year, I'm going to get a job. Or whatever, whenever you want to get that job. But what are you doing about it? Are you decorating your CV? Are you decorating your portfolio? What are you actually doing to show that you are actually ready for this job? I am going to get a new lover, or I'm going to get a lover who understands me, or I'm going to get a partner who is compatible with me. I'm going to get a partner who's good to me. What? Are you a good person in the first place? Have you searched yourself? Are you aware of yourself? Have you healed? Have you, what are you doing? Other than confessing and saying that this is what you want, or having positivity, or being optimistic, what are you doing? What are you doing on your side so that you can attract whatever it is you're confessing, or whatever it is that you want in your life? Positivity and being optimistic should be followed with actions. You doing what you meant to be doing. Okay? Don't be lazy, girl. Don't be lazy. Put in that work. Put in that work. I mean, you can always get yourself, you can always rest, but put in that work for sure. And I'm not saying that I am the one who is so perfect, like I'm always there putting in the work. I'm also sometimes I'm also so, I don't know, like I put in the work but with so much doubt in me, but you know what, I still put in the work. I have decided that maybe I want to be a content creator for sure. I want to speak to people about mental health. I want to be a voice to people who cannot speak about depression and all. But what am I doing about it? I am trying to get so much knowledge about it. I'm trying to understand deeply about all this. I am putting in the work because I also want to be knowledgeable when it comes to all this. So for sure, whatever you want is on the other side of you learning, of you waking up and doing what you're meant to do, of you actually doing something. It's on the other end, man, and it just needs you to do a little thing and you meet it on the other end. Other than just confessing, for sure confessing is a good thing. We possess what we confess, and that leads in onto my next point. I said the propaganda I'm not falling for. Manifestation just requires word of mouth. It's literally almost the same thing with what I was saying, but manifestation is, there is more to manifestation. And in my next video, I'm talking about manifestation. So I am gonna share with you what I mean by it's not just word of mouth. You need to believe, you need to put in the action, you need to have the emotion and the feelings to show that you actually connecting with this thing that you really, really do want. And for example, like maybe you are looking to buy a car, and sometimes I always say manifestation is not supposed to be general. Like people just throw the word manifestation left, right, center. It's not supposed to be general. It's supposed to be so intentional, because you just don't say I'm manifesting a car. Okay, you don't even have a house. First of all, you're still in your parents' house for sure. How are you planning to get a car? So I feel like manifestation should be intentional. Like, what is happening per now? What is it that you want now? What I want right now is to gain a couple of followers, or what I want right now is to be an encouragement to someone. What are you doing about it? This I am getting knowledgeable about it. I am getting to read books. I am getting to expound my knowledge about all these mental health issues and all. Exactly. So I feel like manifestation is something that's supposed to be so intentional. And that's maybe even a propaganda that I'm not falling for. Throwing around manifestation. I'm manifesting a car. Okay. Yeah, it's good. Like, it's definitely okay, you're manifesting a car, but then, okay, what can you do about it right now? Nothing. Because you do not have even the capability or the resources to acquire that car. Then it's as vague as you're just saying it. So be intentional with manifesting. It's okay, you're manifesting a car, you don't even have a driving license in the first place. Like, there's so much that shows you're not even ready for this car. But as for now, I can easily manifest. I want a growing rate of my target audience for sure. And as you can see, I'm in line with this already, because I am trying to create content. I am trying to be knowledgeable in whatever I am saying. It's so intentional. So be intentional with manifestation for sure. And I will talk about it more in my next video. I will be talking about manifestation purely. So I've got some very important insights to share. And for sure, some things I even learned after I've started, now right now, I'm telling you guys that I am trying to be knowledgeable. I am trying to read books about certain things, and some things I also realize right now when I am reading them. So in as much as I am teaching you, I am also learning. Like, at this present moment, I am still learning. Some things I'm also in awe, like I'm also in shock. I'm like, wait, what? For sure. And as I share to you something hata mimi nimejua like very recent. Propaganda I'm not falling for, aesthetics to healing. I know journaling is aesthetic. Taking a walk is so aesthetical. Taking photos of sunset is so aesthetical when you're taking your walk. Taking photos of the butterflies that you've seen as you take your walk is so aesthetical, but there are no aesthetics to healing, for sure. That is a coping mechanism to what you're going through, for sure. But the real healing, meh, it's ugly. It's so ugly. Like, have you ever, sometimes, let me tell you a weird thing I do. Sometimes I'm crying, like for sure I am wailing, and then I just decided, let me go and see myself in the mirror as I'm wailing. And I realized, oh my God, this is the ugliest I've ever gotten. But I know for sure after that, it's gonna feel better, it's gonna feel relieving, it's gonna feel okay, it's gonna feel better than how I was feeling before I decided to do that. So healing is, aesthetics is definitely part of healing, but I don't think you need to put any aesthetics to healing. There are no healing aesthetics, man. There are no healing aesthetics. The healing is confusing, it's ugly, it's messy, because first of all, even if you think there's aesthetics to healing, maybe with journaling, at times you just take your journal and your mind is messed up. You don't even know where to start. You're feeling all types of emotions, and now you're writing and scribbling. You do not even know how to put your words into place word by word in such a way that you can go through that journal and understand. If you went through that journal, you wouldn't understand for shit. But that is part of healing. So for sure, propaganda I'm not falling for is the aesthetics to healing. There are no healing aesthetics, for sure. I do not think even we should be putting aesthetics to healing. So healing is just pure as it comes to you. It should just be pure. So what I'd say is healing is not a sad thing always. Like, healing can be happy. You can heal in a happy way still. You do not have to heal in sad ways, but definitely no aesthetics to healing. But there are days where healing to you is maybe just chilling with friends and talking. And sometimes healing to you is that ugly crying and tearing the pages of your journal with tears. Another point is you need therapy to get over your mental health issues or your depression. That's a propaganda I'm not falling for, because me, I am a result of journaling, deeply scrutinizing myself and figuring things out by myself with no therapy whatsoever. And for sure, it's not that I'm saying therapy is not a way. It's just that for you, or like for me, someone who did not have the privilege to be able to attend therapy, what else can you do? So therapy is not the only way that you can heal yourself, because I've had conversations with so many Chiles where they're like, you know what, I don't have the opportunity or the resources to afford therapy. I'm like, girl, I didn't heal with therapy. I just healed with journaling and deep scrutinization and evaluation and getting some clarity and journaling. Imagine just that. I just did that. I didn't do any kind of therapy. So you do not need therapy to be okay. You do not need therapy to heal. You do not need therapy to know that you are becoming a shitty person. You do not need therapy to know that you are actually falling into a cocoon, that you're falling into depression. And as I always say, some things, in as much as you'd want to be diagnosed by a profession, you know that you're not okay. You know that, oh my God, I am falling into a drain. You know for sure I am falling into the gutters. So some things you do not require a professional to come and tell you that you are not doing fine. So you just learn to evaluate yourself. Learn to sit down with yourself. Stop living life in autopilot, for sure. Sit down with yourself and be like, you know what? There are things that I am doing. like scrutinize yourself. Be aware of yourself enough to like sit down with yourself and tell yourself, I did this and this happened, and then I reacted like this. Why would I react like that? Like, do not live in life in autopilot. Be intentional with how you're living your life. Be intentional with how you're relating to people. Be intentional with how you're reacting to things, and be intentional with you being aware of the way you are, the way you're acting, the way you're relating, the way you're living. Be intentional with being aware. So I'll just come here and be a strong advocate and tell you that it is possible to heal with no therapy, for sure. And it's just you deciding, you know what, I am definitely in a big cocoon. I'm definitely in the gutters, in the sewage, in deep in hell, but I'm gonna do something about it. I'm gonna heal. I am gonna figure things out. I'm gonna scrutinize myself. I am gonna figure out what is happening and what is the reason as to why this thing is happening. Just like as I told you, sit down with yourself and think about your childhood. You see, in one of my journal prompts, I have just sat down and thought about my childhood, and I've written everything that I remember, on everything that I remember, and then I have scrutinized these things that I have remembered, and I realized these are the many reasons as to why I am the way I am right now, for sure. But if you have the privilege to go for therapy, go for it. You figure out a way to heal. You figure out your way to be a better person, but don't let therapy stop you. Don't let you not being able to get therapy stop. So don't sit in your cocoon saying, I am the way I am because I cannot afford therapy. Mamas, that is not even an excuse. Do not blame lack of therapy to being a shitty person. You search yourself in their own way. Scrutinize yourself in your own way. And besides, we are all adults. You know when you are doing wrong. You know when you are becoming a bad person. You know when you are not okay. We do know for sure. So, girl, just don't ignore those signs. Don't ignore those signs. Scrutinize yourself and don't ignore any signs. If you realize you are the way you are and you don't like it, figure out ways on how to work on yourself. Figure out ways on how to heal. Figure out ways on how to become a better person. Because honestly, if you think it doesn't bother you that you're not a good person to other people, you're definitely not a good person to yourself. You're not a good person to yourself. And that's why I always say, like, people who don't fidget or like don't find it such a big issue or a big thing to you being a bad person to people. Like, everybody is saying this was not a good person, you're not a good person, you're not a good person, you're also not a good person to yourself. So search yourself. You people, search yourself, heal yourself, embrace yourself, scrutinize yourself with so much love and grace. So yeah, thank you for coming to my church. For me there, I felt like I was a preacher, but for sure I am a preacher. I'm spreading the good news. Don't you think this is good news? Anyway, thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk. Those are a few propagandas that I have. For sure, I know there's so many others that you guys do have. Please, guys, comment in the comment section, and also subscribe, and also share my videos with your friends. I'm sure there's someone who would benefit from this, someone who would learn something from this, someone who would be encouraged from this. For sure, share my videos with your friends, with family, like people who you feel like can benefit from this. And I feel like it's everyone. We all have our mental health issues at times, maybe not entirely or maybe not most of the times, but we do go through stuff. And for sure, this is a video that will benefit so many people. I know it is my opinion for sure, but I would love if you would hear my opinion and share your opinion too. And I love hearing from people who have no same opinion as mine. I love sitting down sometimes and listening. So I love if you guys commented down there, give me your own propaganda that you're not falling for. Also, I am now trying to open my channel to collaborations. So if you'd love to come and have a sit down with me right here, yeah, you can talk to me on the comment section, or like, or my IG or my TikTok. You know, I have put my IG and my TikTok handles on my YouTube, on the what can I say, the page, on the picture page, let me say, I don't know how to call it, but on the picture page. So if you do want to collaborate, if you do want to come and have a conversation with me, I am definitely open to that. So you guys have a beautiful time, and I'll see you in the next video. I love you all. Thank you for listening, thank you for sharing, and thank you for just being the best audience ever, and thank you for the support, guys. I am truly grateful. I love it when I know they are, after this there will be like hundreds of you listening to me, and it blows my mind, and I am grateful for you guys. So bye bye.